Grip it in, rip it, bruh.
What's up, people? Welcome. I want to put up the YouTube live chat.
Yeah, for
There
sure.
we go. Okay, we're live. Welcome. This is a slightly different setting from the last couple of days.
Yes.
My name's Rob St. Clair. That is Everett Delorme. We are live. We are in Ottawa, despite what our background may appear. We are not at the TD Place Arena just yet because we didn't want to deal with...
It's too early.
It's too early. And we didn't want to deal with the loud background music and all the audio issues that we had doing the pregame show the other day, like right before the game started. So with a change of schedule today in Ottawa, we decided to do the pregame show from home. And I think that's pretty fair. I think it'll you guys will be able to hear us better, certainly. And then after we're done with this, we will walk over to the arena and watch 3 games back to back to back.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we're walking today, aren't we?
We are.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of steps. A lot of steps.
There's going to be a lot of steps. Maybe we could use it because we've got a point in the chat. This is the hangover stream. You're not totally wrong.
I'm not too hungover.
I'm actually not either. I feel
No.
okay.
It's because we didn't drink any liquor.
True.
We only drink beers.
True.
Which, like, it's hard for me to get hungover from beers these days.
Good problem to
Also
have.
because, like, I can't really drink enough of them in a short period of time to get really,
Yeah.
to get really tuned.
We were just up late. That was the thing. We were up till something past 3. Yeah, good times.
It's
We
close to 4.
we actually were watching some volleyball in that time, which is the first time
Somewhat.
we might have more educated takes on the Japanese games this week than we have all week because we were able to actually watch some of them, despite not totally focusing on them all the time. We do have 3 games in Japan that happened overnight, and then we've got 3 games in Ottawa coming up today on Saturday that we're going to preview. We also finally got the stats back from last night's Canada versus Argentina game, and I think it is worth digging into those a little bit.
Yeah,
So
they weren't as bad as I thought they would be.
you want to start there?
Yeah, like
Okay.
they weren't as bad as I thought they would be. Canada was just not efficient last night. 26% efficiency. Mara was 16. Hogue was 23. Sclater was 22. So all of our big guns on the outside were just not that efficient. A few more sets to the middle than I expected. Actually, Demyanenko, I did think Demyanenko was our best player last night. He was 9 for 14 offensively, only had 1 error. Van Berkel 4 for 8. So like, what is that? 22 sets to the middle in 4 sets.
That's pretty good.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I like that.
Better. So I just think that last night was, especially looking at these sets, like they had 120, like 59 for 125 in total as a team.
Just got slowed down a lot.
Just got slowed down a lot. Serving was better for Canada. Like technically, Canada actually won the serve pass game. Statistically, Canada won the serve pass game. They passed better than Argentina, and they served better marginally. 3 aces to 11 errors versus 3 aces to 15 errors for Argentina. But I do think that Argentina was just way more terminal. As I said, 42% efficiency for Argentina as opposed to 26 for Canada. It really came down to the offensive battles.
Yep.
That's really what it was. I'm going to talk to Oscar from Volley Station today and ask him why we can't get some dig stats up in this bitch.
Say dig stats, or like I really would like a positive block touch stat. Like how many times is the Argentinian block slowing you guys down and like creating a great transition?
I also
chance?
want some advanced metrics. I want to see like free ball conversion numbers.
Yeah.
I want to see dig conversion numbers.
Yep.
Like that kind of stuff. I want to see assists. I want to see how often they're out of system.
Yep.
Like in system stats versus out of system stats. That kind of stuff. So I wonder if that's possible. But yeah, just to like bring it all together, just not the best night for the Maple Volleys last night, but we didn't play great, so we got like a poor result, but at least we didn't lose by just getting overpowered.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it's not like we got dominated until the end when we kind of let it all fall apart. So overall, obviously not happy with a loss, but could be worse.
Yeah, it definitely could have been worse. It also could have been better. Could have maybe grabbed a point out of it.
A point would have been nice.
Yeah.
A point would have been nice, especially with how the relegation race has been going. But I think that's enough about Canada. Speaking of the relegation race, Slovenia made themselves readily available to not get relegated last night with a big 3-1 win over France, which neither of us picked.
No.
We both picked France.
We did.
Especially due to Slovenia's last result against Bulgaria, 21 points for Mozic, 16 for Urnaut. They were the two guys who led the way, and just France was just not enough. They were 23% efficient today, 9% for Fort.
Oof.
Yeah.
Not great.
I picked him in pony, and it wasn't a good choice.
Yeah, it didn't end up working very well. You also picked Chebu, who also wasn't all that good.
Yeah.
So you just had two unlucky picks there. Yeah, we saw Slovenia's backup setter come in, this Planinsic guy, who I know nothing about.
I've never seen him before.
But their offense was certainly good enough, 30% efficient on the match. Let's see, 3 aces to 24 errors for Slovenia is not great. 12 blocks is pretty good.
12 blocks in 4 sets is great.
That's great, yeah.
Is
fantastic. France,
fantastic.
like you said, 23% efficient as a team, not good enough. Timothy Carl was their best player, 15 for 39, but like other than the middle, Jouffroy went 58% efficiency. The wings, their efficiencies respectively, 18%, 12%, 9%. That's a bad day for a wing trio.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was bound to happen for a certain point at France. I think they've been playing pretty well so far, especially for having their B team out there. So I'm happy for Slovenia. I like how they've gone out and gotten a dub there. But it does make things down at the relegation very, very interesting. Because Slovenia, yes. No, actually, I guess the Netherlands is the highest ranked relegation team.
6?
Yeah, they're both tied with 6 points apiece.
Yeah, I was just about to pull up the standings, see if I can grab.
I've got them here.
Oh, perfect. Yes, the Netherlands have 6 points. Slovenia has 6 points. Bulgaria has 5. That's way more than we were expecting them to have.
Yeah.
Canada has 2. China, but with 2 matches left to play. China has 2, and Cuba has 1.
Going to be interesting.
It is going to be interesting.
And it's going to be interesting. But yeah, nice to see Slovenia get back on the board because they've had kind of an up and down go at things so far. Losing to Bulgaria in that fashion is not
good.
Not a good thing. So I like to see that the fact that they've bounced back to take care of business against France.
Yeah, I don't have really that many more takes on the French B team. I think they're a little bit similar to the Italian B team in that their ceiling is pretty low. But it's a young cast of characters. There's obviously no cause for alarm for France. They're going to be just fine. They're going to play at home next week with the A team and probably go 4-0. So I'm not worried at all about France. I haven't been super impressed by their B team. I don't love Rafael Correa at setter. I haven't been all that impressed with him. Théo Fort, we've kind of been waiting on him to break out as the next guy in the French opposite mix behind Patry and Boyer for a little while now, and I think he's just been okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think Carl and Tilly have been fine. Low ceiling with the old guys on the court. I think it's a low floor with the old guys on the court. When they bring everybody back, they're going to produce a level that is at the very least playoff caliber, if not title defense caliber.
France?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for
sure.
sure. This is nothing so far.
Yeah. So no concern for France at all. But Slovenia needed this win. I still don't know for them about the playoffs. Who's their last match against? Let's see.
I'm trying to remember, how many wins did you need to get into the playoffs last year?
Probably, I think 5 and 7 might have gotten you in last year. Okay, Slovenia. So Slovenia got the 3 points against Serbia, got 3 donged by Bulgaria, 3 points against France, and then they play Iran. They play Iran Sunday morning, actually tonight our time.
Okay.
So the midnight game tonight our time.
Oh, that'll actually be a good one to watch.
I think so.
That'll actually be a good one to watch. So, all right. We'll see how Slovenia finishes things off. If they can finish things off 3-1,
that'd be a really good week.
That would be a fantastic week.
Yeah. But yeah, Slovenia Iran I think will be a pretty good game.
Yeah. Guys, you guys keep on asking about Russia. I don't think Russia's playing. Russia, team sports are not Russia's not allowed to have team sports at the Olympics from the IOC. You keep on saying, what if they can't?
I'm still not super clear on it. I want to like read where it is that they said that, because they said that maybe individual athletes can
Yes.
participate under a neutral banner.
Yes.
But their team sports have done that same thing in the past.
Yes, but their team sports weren't like
2 Olympics in a row, Russia's played under a flag that hasn't been Russia.
But they weren't in a war then, right? Like they're not currently allowed to play FIVB events.
That's
they're
correct.
not currently allowed to play CEV events.
That's correct.
Right? And these rulings were based off of IOC recommendations. The IOC is not allowing Russian team sports to play in the Olympics.
I mean, I would be okay with that if that was true. If it's because of the war, my perception is that most of Russia's sanctions have been about doping. Yeah, so that's
up for doping, but not until now. Like they weren't sanctioned out of the FIVB and FIFA and everything up until now.
No, but this is the Olympics we're talking about. Like if they get into the Olympics, it's an Olympic governed event. Yeah, okay. So they're figuring out a way for athletes, Russian and Belarusian athletes, to play under a neutral banner. But yeah, that doesn't say anything about team sports. So I think it's still kind of up in the air. I'm not clear enough on it. I don't really know the answer.
The problem is right now, and I think the biggest problem with the FIVB is that the number one country against Russia is Poland.
Yep.
Right? And if they allow Russia in, Poland walks.
Right.
And
that's true.
and the FIVB can't, and the volleyball world can't afford that.
Nope.
Right? So that to me is why I don't like Russia will not be playing.
Yeah, and I mean, as for their world ranking,
they're not a part of the Olympic qualifying process.
Correct.
They're not a part of any of the tournaments, and I'm sure that there's some laws written that you have to have played an international match, a meaningful international match within a certain time period.
Is there?
I mean, this is volleyball. Who knows?
I mean, they're gonna sit top 5 in the world, because everyone else is going to win and lose and gain points and lose points. Like assuming they don't play between now and the Olympics, they would qualify. On world ranking alone, they would qualify. So when that happens, I'm really curious to see what everybody does about it.
Our world ranking system sucks.
It is stupid. So I don't know the answer. I'm not willing to go out and say, yeah, there's no way they're playing in the Olympics, because I don't think we know that.
I think we almost know that, though.
I don't know.
I
anyway,
had Pop-Tart for breakfast. It's not sitting well.
Oh yeah,
too much sugar in the morning. I'm getting old here.
I haven't eaten anything yet. I need to do that.
Should have done that.
Let's move on to the other games overnight. We got to talk about Iran beating China 3-1. China did steal a set, the first set actually, and we were actually up late enough last night to watch that. They actually came from behind pretty miraculously. I think they were down China was down maybe 22-20. I'm pretty sure they were down 22-20.
Something like that.
And went on a 5-1 run, including a huge stuff block on Amin to win the first set. It was actually pretty cool. It was a great comeback. But then Iran after that figured it out. Amin in total had an unbelievable game.
Yeah.
What was he? Yeah, 19 for 28, 54%. That's
6 aces.
And then this Poria kid, the 19-year-old who the Discord's been telling us about an outside hitter, 14 for 18, 67% efficiency.
Oh, shit.
Spicy.
Oh, it's because in the stats his name is Poria with a Y as well, but on his jersey there's no Y.
Yeah, there's like taking like Persian or Farsi and translating it into the English alphabet. There's probably a number of different ways to write out those syllables.
True.
So they're probably not on the
but
not all unified in that, but yeah, that's the guy. And yeah, he's been really good, and I've watched him sparingly, and he looks awesome.
Yeah. Are we going to see another Amin where he's fantastic in VNL and shit the rest of the time? 'Cause that's what we saw.
Wait, he had 6 aces?
Yeah, I said that.
That's nasty.
Just further proof. Rob doesn't listen when I'm talking to him.
I mean, look behind the scenes in podcasting, sometimes it's hard to listen to what the other person says because you have to figure out what you're going to say next.
Yeah. But yeah, 6 aces. Like I really want Amin to be good, but if you're only good at VNL, then, and it'll be interesting because he's not allowed to play in the USA week.
As far as we know, I haven't read up on that in a while. I hope that all got sorted out.
Do you really think that USAV is able to, like, just call up the U.S. government and be like, hey, I know these guys are part of the Iranian army, and I know there's like a strict ban on that, but they got to play some little ball sport. How many people care? Oh, not really that many. Yeah, okay, let's do that for you.
Yeah, no chance. But I don't know. That's weeks down the line. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. But Iran, good for now. I think you were right about this. You picked Iran 3-1. I picked them 3-0. And when China stole that first set, they made a fool out of me.
I like to me, I see as like if the 3-1 should be the norm. Like
most teams should not be getting 3-donged.
Yeah, exactly. Most teams should not be getting 3-donged, and like a 3-2 is the other way. So,
yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Unless there's a team that's clearly better than the other. But I think that everybody should be clearly better than China. But counterpoint, well, like I said, whenever it was, China on the men's side is nowhere near as bad Korea on the women's side.
Yeah, exactly. China is competitive. And if you fall asleep for 2 seconds, they're going to win a set.
Which we may have done.
Which is exactly what they may have done. But otherwise, I don't think there's much more to say about this. I want to see Iran play against some. I want to actually watch Iran play against some good competition.
Yeah.
And we just haven't had that ability.
Yeah, Iran versus Slovenia tonight is like the midnight local time game, and there's a chance we'll be able to watch most of that. So,
also, speaking of Russia, real quick, shout out to Pavel Pankov, who just got married.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
that's cute.
I was looking at that on
I miss him.
Instagram. Yeah, I miss watching him too.
He's great.
He is great. All right, want to move forward to the last game here, Japan versus Bulgaria. This one was a 3-donger, but it looked pretty competitive. 22, 21, and 24 were Bulgaria's scores. And this one, Ishikawa was the best player with 17 points. He went 12 for 27, 2 blocks, and 3 aces. Not too bad,
Very
not
nice.
too shabby at all. There was the only 3 aces on the night for Japan. They're also very efficient as a team, 47% efficiency as opposed to 29% efficiency for Bulgaria.
Yep, 47 as a team is awfully good. Everybody's favorite middle blocker, Kenny, got the start and went 4 for 4, casual. Onodera, their other middle, went 8 for 13. So they actually ran a decent amount of balls through the middle for a 3-setter. What's that, 17 middle attempts in 3 sets? I like that.
Yeah.
That's a decent number for
Japan.
For Japan, of all things. But yeah, Nishida, pretty good. Ishikawa, really good. Takahashi, actually amazing. 10 for 13, no errors.
Okay,
that's tremendous.
That's not a usual. That's not a normal Takahashi game. But I feel like he's good when he gets not a lot of volume.
I agree. He's the perfect L2.
He's a really good P2, where he just will pass well, and play good defense. Like his passing was pretty good tonight, 60 and 33. That's all right. But going 12 for 13, that's pretty damn impressive. I like that a lot.
I'm looking at the passing numbers. Look how few attempts Yamamoto's getting. They're really, really having to avoid him because of how good he is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And even on his touches, 50% perfect.
50%
really
perfect is disgusting.
It's amazing.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, like we don't talk about Yamamoto enough as far as top 5 maybe liberos in the world.
Let's go smaller than that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Other than Gorbenikov and Shoji. Name me 2 other liberos you think are better than Yamamoto.
Like significantly better? Yeah, I can't pick one.
Kovacic?
No. I think Popivchak of Poland is really good.
Balasso?
Yeah, Balasso is really good.
Neither of those guys are Yamamoto. And even then, I would hazard to say that if Yamamoto played for a European club, where we got to see him on the regular and was in Champions League,
maybe even better.
We would put him up there with Shoji and Grebenikov.
That's possible. No, Yamamoto's amazing. Yeah, he's excellent. I do think Balasso is a little better than him right now, but it's nice to have a libero that you just literally cannot serve at.
Yeah. I mean, Balasso doesn't have that.
I think he does. You can't serve Balasso. Balasso's amazing.
We watched Yant go after Balasso yesterday.
Yeah, and he got eaten alive. Balasso put every ball right on Porro's head. He made it look easy.
Well, I think he maced him once, didn't he?
There's a really good clip that you got where Balasso yesterday was like starting to sort of slide down into his right to pass a ball. Then it deflected off the tape last second, and you got his slow-mo reaction to bring that platform back to his left and pass a perfect ball. That reaction off the tape was extremely impressive. Like, Balasso is awesome.
Balasso's dope. Don't get me wrong, but I still don't think he's as good as Yamamoto.
Okay. Yeah, we got some good liberos in the world right now. Let's look at Bulgaria. How is Nikolov? 12 for 27. That's fine.
He was the team once again.
Yep. Asparuhov came in and played a decent amount. It looks like he did so at opposite. Yeah, he did do so at opposite. Dimitrov started and was bad. Negative efficiency.
Yeah, Nikolov currently second in scoring right now in the VNL, 61 points across his 3 matches.
Yeah. I think 3 matches.
Yeah, 61 points across 3 matches. Zhang is just crushing the scoring.
75 points. My goodness.
He also has 13 blocks. Like, he's the only. Look at that block stat
13.
there.
13.
Yeah, Fall has the next highest one with 8.
Whoa.
In that. Let's see who's the best blockers, but I think 13 is. Yeah, Zhang is leading.
13.
He's leading in blocks
for
as
a
well.
wing.
Too.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and 5 aces. Like, he might.
Wow.
He's the best. He's the. I don't know if he's the best attacker. No, Nikolov is technically the best attacker. He's the best blocker. And he's top 6 in serving.
That's impressive. Bulgaria's done for the week, by the way. They've played all 4 matches.
Oh yeah, I guess because this is Saturday.
This is
Saturday.
They just played their Saturday matches, and there's going to be 2 teams that don't play on Sunday. So I guess Bulgaria's done. Yeah, we talked about Takahashi ran being amazing, 77% efficiency. Yep, that's tremendous. When you get a banger like that out of your second outside hitter, you're probably going to win a lot of games. I'm sure the Japanese home crowd was good, as they are for their team. But in the games that we've watched, like the earlier games, the Nagoya crowd, not great when Japan's not playing.
No, not great.
Not great.
Not even as good as Ottawa, I'd say.
And that's saying something. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to pack the arena for a game when the home team's not playing. But the only place that we know will do that is the Philippines, because they don't have a home team in the tournament.
True.
And they're going to pack the place regardless. Yes, Zhang did play in the Plusliga. He went over to Gdansk like the second half of the club season. I don't think he saw that much court time, but at least he was there. And I thought that was a big step. There were also rumors earlier in the year of him going to Modena. That didn't end up happening because there was a point when Modena last year needed a 4th outside hitter. Like, they didn't even have one on the roster. So Zhang's really good. Like, Zhang is clearly good enough to go play in Europe. He needs to be a better passer. He needs to receive the ball better. But offensively, he can hang. He really can hang with anyone in the world.
Clearly. Right now, he's scoring out of his boots.
Yep. So, yeah, Japan beat Bulgaria. Great. What are the last couple games going on in Nagoya tonight? Slovenia, Iran is 1. We've got Slovenia, Iran, Serbia, Poland, and Japan, France.
Oh, those are 3 games.
All 3
games.
pretty good games.
All 3
so
pretty
that
good
means
games.
what?
Yeah.
Bulgaria and China are done for the week. They don't play on Sunday.
Yep.
Okay. No, okay. Yeah, those are 3 pretty good games. We'll preview and we'll make our picks on our post-game show tonight. But you ready to shift our attention to Ottawa today?
Yeah, absolutely. We got 3 games on the docket, going down at 1, 4:30, and 8. So that's fun. 3 games in a row instead of having that big break there. First up, we got Germany versus Italy. Then one of the good rivalries we have in volleyball, Brazil versus Cuba. I think
remember that World Championship game last year that they kicked off the tournament with? It went like 19-17.
Yeah, it was great.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. And then, of course, you got the Battle of the Borders, Battle of the 49th going on down at 8 p.m. Canada versus USA. Let's just start with Germany versus Italy. two teams who have been probably below par so far this week.
Germany
Germany definitely needs a win, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get it against an Italian team that feels a little bit more confident after picking up a win yesterday.
Germany is the only team in the tournament without a point so far. Isn't that crazy? I know they've only played 2 matches, but they're the only team in the tournament who hasn't gotten a point yet. And I thought that they should have made that Dutch match yesterday a lot more competitive. They had chances to win both of the first 2 sets, couldn't get it done. Maybe Italy is the matchup that they need. Maybe they need a couple of young kids to go and throw out a bunch of serving targets and go stuff block some balls, because I do think that Germany is a good blocking team. I love Anton Brema so far. I think we're in agreement that he's clearly been their best player.
Without a doubt, him and Kampa.
Yep. We need to see a good Weber game. I don't know if we've seen a couple average Weber games.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've seen a good one. And the other thing that we've been saying for Germany is that their outside hitters need to terminate. Their outside hitters have not terminated, especially like Reichert's been starting. He's been fine, but their second guy, whoever it is, needs to terminate.
It's been a hole. Weber only 29 points in the past 2 games.
Yeah, he's got to do more than that.
Yeah, there needs to be more than that. I mean, I'm comparing them to Canada right now, who's also played 2 games, and both Mar and Sclater have more points than him. You know, and I think Sclater was fantastic in the first match. All right, in the second match,
he was excellent against Cuba. Our friend John in the chat says, "Massa start, please." We agree. We're sick of watching
Massa and Brema. I want Massa and Brema to start. I love the way that Massa floats. He jumps so well for a big guy,
and he is big.
He's big, and he elevates. Like, he just kind of keeps on going and can kind of pick his shot. So I really like Massa in the middle. I wasn't too high on him on the right side playing for Lundberg this year.
Yep, we're in agreement on that.
I think I've heard a lot about how he wants to be on the right side, and I just don't.
Well, every middle wants to get out of the middle. That's
it's Max Holt jumps all the time and never gets set. That's what he said in our show in your interview the other day. So yeah, like, I'd love to see Massa start. I think that gives him a better option, but it's really that P2 hole that
I agree.
Roars just can't terminate.
Yeah,
Cadley Bauer just getting old.
Very.
Like,
Brand is like the same player as Roars, but shorter and even less terminal.
Yeah. So they need to figure something out. Do you think they go with Weber, or do you think they go with Boma on the right side?
I actually have liked Buma more than I thought I would. Because he was the backup oppo on Lundberg this year and came in every so often. I thought he was erratic. I described him one time as a less physical Matsuya Muzai, which is not a compliment. It's because he's left-handed, and he's a little weird and a little.
But that's
wiggly.
Just lefties in general.
Yeah, it is. Even Romano kind of fits in that category. But Buma this week has been actually pretty good when he's come in. But you still got to start Weber. He's the guy with the firepower to go over people and like challenge triple blocks. And Italy being a great system team that they are, even with this young crew, they're gonna touch balls. They're gonna be a good block defense team. I think Weber is the guy to try and beat a team like that. Now, this Italian team I think we should talk about because, like you said, they are feeling a hell of a lot more confident now after pretty convincingly beating Cuba yesterday. I talked to Bottolo. Yes, we did interview some Italians. I talked to Mattia Bottolo. I talked to Paolo Porro. Both of them were aligned and they were very realistic about where Italy's at. They're both very realistic that this Italian team is young. They know that, but they want to prove that this particular group of young Italian kids belongs at the VNL level and can stay here and be competitive.
I think more than that, too, is that individually they all want to prove that they belong on the national team and they belong amongst that top squad. And I think the way that you do it within Italy is not in your individual performances, it's how you perform within the team setting.
I agree with that.
So they know, I don't think there's any divas and superstars who demand a certain style of play. I think even Zaitsev, when he puts on that Azzurri jersey, you understand how Italy plays the game, and you don't get picked otherwise, right? So, their understanding of how they need to play as a team to be able to succeed. And I think, as you said yesterday, their floor and ceiling are so close together.
Yep.
And it's really going to depend on, to me, it really depends on what Germany we see and how they show up within it all.
Totally agree. I mean, there was a point yesterday against Cuba with Italy where they blocked, touched a ball. Bolasso made the a relatively hard defensive play look pretty easy. They chucked the ball to Romano on the right, and everybody in the world knew that he was blasting it high hands and going back to the service line. Like, it was so Italy. It was so Italy the way that they took a transition chance and scored on it and just like went back about their business. It was very Italian looking.
Yeah.
And when you give Italy chances, like when you fail to terminate against them, they will run it back down your throats. Even with this particular group, their systems are so well organized in counterattack that if you fail to terminate against them, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to start giving up a lot of runs. Not like aces or stuff blocks, but the transition game is where I think Italy really has a chance to like step all over Germany if Germany doesn't swing for the fences in this game.
Yeah, I fully agree. I definitely expect to see Italy beat them in transition because they need to, like, their first ball side out for Germany needs to be really good.
Absolutely.
Otherwise.
But what's the recipe for that where we think that Germany has an advantage? The middle. I think they need to set the middle as much as humanly possible in this match.
Brema needs to fucking feast.
Absolutely.
Right? And especially since he's going to Modena, like, he needs to feast.
Oh, I forgot about that little detail.
So, you know, like,
that's kind of a cool little storyline.
Which is interesting because he's taken up over Crick's spot, which is amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, he's going to go play with Rinaldi and Sanguinetti, and he's going to be matched up maybe against Sanguinetti, who I think has been probably the best Italian middle this week.
He has been, yes.
Amongst a group that hasn't been all that good.
Mosca, I haven't been super impressed with.
Cortesia, invisible.
Invisible. He's just, like, I ththought he was better last year than he was this year. Once again.
Pretty average last year,
Gianelli.
Too. Oh, great point.
Gianelli.
Great point.
Also, real quick, do you want to see a video of Britt Herbots just pegging balls at kids?
Yes, I do want to see that. I love Britt Herbots. She's going to Scandici next year.
Just like love seeing that, just crushing balls at kids. Oh, she's a part of some sitting clinic. Nice.
Doing a little sitting volleyball clinic.
Yeah.
She's great. She's so good for the game. I'm actually kind of happy for her not to have to play VNL and take 8 million swings and still lose.
Bro, I mean, people like I'm gonna talk to him later in the summer, but that's kind of why Schwan Verden Evans didn't want to play for the national team anymore. He didn't want to spend his summers traveling. He didn't want to spend all of this time going everywhere and whatnot.
It's a tough grind.
Kind of wanted to spend some time with his family and wanted to spend some time with his friends and stuff. You know, he's like quite a bit of a homebody. You know, so I'm going to talk to him later on in the summer about see how the beach game is going and just check up on him. But it was good to chat with him and just see how he's doing. I'm glad he's happy and healthy.
Chat with Shawan yesterday. He's just a fellow volleyball fan. He still absolutely loves volleyball.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about that. The way we were just sitting there, just chat with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that was cool.
Yeah, for most of the second set in the game last night. But yeah, and anything else to say about Italy versus Germany?
Let's just make our picks.
I think Italy.
I think Italy as well. I've actually picked Germany in each of their first 2 matches, and I will not make that mistake again. My faith in Germany has run out. I would like to see them do well. Like I do like Germany, and I want them to be successful today. I would like them to win this game. I do not think that they will. I think Italy, like we said, I think the transition advantage for Italy is overwhelming, and I'm going to pick them 3-1.
Yeah, I was also gonna pick them 3-1. I do think that Weber will have a game though.
Hope so.
I think that Weber will have a game, mostly because I think he wants to get back into Italy. And like this is something I've talked to players about too, is like if you're on the bubble, like remember last year at the World Championships when Lepke had a terrible game?
Sure do.
And I immediately said like I think this might like end his year in the Superlega. And thank God.
Because he stunk it up against Italy.
Because he stunk it up against Italy.
When all the
absolutely
when all the Italian scouts are watching.
Everyone is watching.
Yep.
Right? And if you have just kind of like an average season in the Superlega and maybe teams don't really see you, like he had at Padova the year before where he wasn't really on the court, was kind of split in time, they're just going to forget about you.
Yep.
Luckily he came out and balled the F out this year for Toronto.
He did.
And secured himself a better position, position and all that. But
Monza,
I think
great contract.
I think like a guy like Weber, who's been in and out of the Italian league, is gonna want to put up some good points against Germany. And also too, I think there's also an awareness, even more so amongst European teams, of the optics of beating Italy.
Well, I agreed. Well said.
The optics of beating Italy are high.
Yeah, like
right?
the Netherlands, who pulled it off the other day, like that was a huge win.
Yeah, massive win. You know, because at the end of the day, you're still beating the defending European and world champions.
Wait, sorry, let me make sure I got there. I don't think the Netherlands beat Italy. Argentina beat Italy.
Oh yeah, Argentina.
My
Yeah,
bad. Wanted to correct.
Netherlands beat Cuba.
That's what it was. So yeah, we're both on the same page. Italy 3-1. Brazil versus Cuba. Game 2 of the day in Ottawa. Cuba is such a wild card still, but boy, have they looked bad this week.
They've looked really bad. They've looked terrible, and they just look like they don't care. Like,
I think last
seriously,
night we
Cuba,
were right about going in on the coach.
Like, seriously, Cuba, if you don't care, let's give the spot to Turkey. I would much rather see a motivated Addis Lagumdzia and Efe Bayram out there than Lopez, who doesn't seem to care, Yant, who doesn't seem to care, coach who's just happy to be out of Cuba. You know, like Medgarejo is not playing well. I'm disappointed in Cuba right now.
Me too.
I really, really am.
I think it is. The more I think about it and the more I watch Cuba, the more I really do blame the coach. I think that the energy around that team is so bad, and I think a lot of it's because of him. And you told the story last night about Simone and the effect that his presence alone can have on Cuba's vibe. And without him, like I literally, I wasn't kidding when I said they should legitimately suit Simone up as the coach the rest of this VNL, even if he's not going to play. That I think that would legitimately make a difference for Cuba. And
why would Simone do that?
Because he cares. Like if he didn't care about Cuban volleyball, he would have renationalized somewhere else years ago.
He tried.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't. He could try multiple places. He had Cuba. It was Cuba or bust. Viva Cuba Libre.
Like if Simone doesn't need to play for Cuba, he's doing it because he wants to. He's doing it because he cares. And so
exactly. So why would he give this off time when he's like, I'm tired, I don't want to travel and stuff like that?
Because if he was watching these, he's
definitely
games,
watching.
Oh,
he's drinking wine with Ronnie.
I hope that's true.
Honestly, Ronnie, if you ever hang out with Simone in person, you're like FaceTiming us. Yeah, at the very least.
We would love to talk to Robert Landy. He's a legend.
I want.
Everybody in the chat so far is saying Brazil 3-dong, and I couldn't agree more.
Herrera does look so done and fed up already, and Ronnie was saying some stuff like that in the chat that like basically Herrera's throwing it because he doesn't want to play, and it's similar to Vancouver 2020.
Oh no.
Yeah, so Ronnie was talking about that in the Discord. I don't know if that's entirely true. Maybe I got into his head on Tuesday night.
What, by beating him and talking a lot of trash? I think that Herrera is concussed. He got absolutely blasted in the head by Mattia Bottolo yesterday.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Blasted.
There's no way that Cuba has concussion protocols.
Not a chance. They don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't think there's that much to talk about this game. Even
I do a little bit, because I think that given the rivalry between, like, if there's one team that Cuba will get up to play, it's Brazil. If there's one team right now that Miguel Lopez will get up to play,
that is true.
It is Brazil. There is there is like a rivalry there. And you know, like some of the greatest games of all time, like Pan Am Games finals and things like these, that the few games that you could watch on YouTube as we were growing up in our generation, like Cuba versus Brazil, like through the 90s and 2000s.
2010 World Championship final.
Exactly. Like this is a rivalry game. Like that's a big matchup. So I think, like, and there's one team that I think can just flip a switch. It is Cuba. So, right? And I think they know it too, that this is a vulnerable Brazil. Brazil is still Brazil, but they're vulnerable. You know, there's like you especially saw it in that last game against Argentina. Like this is a beatable Brazil team.
Definitely. They're definitely beatable. And we aren't sure if we're going to see Allen or not, because he is made of glass and he has hurt his left calf muscle.
Yeah, oh my God, you guys killed Kenny.
All-time great joke in the Discord. Cuba needs to start Thorndike, and they need to serve the ball in bounds. I agree with both of those things.
Why not just throw Guide out there?
Everett, I want to believe you.
He's looking like me.
Everett, I want to believe you. I want to believe that Cuba will get up for this game. I want to believe that they will make this competitive. I want to believe that this is entertaining. 3-0. 3-0 Brazil. No doubt in my mind. 3-0 Brazil. No doubt in my mind whatsoever. I really do want this to be good. It would be more fun. It would be better for the volleyball world, but it's not. Brazil 3-0.
Cuba in 5.
Oh, my God. I seriously hope you're right. I really do.
I mean, might as well.
All right. Last but not least.
Ah, fuck. Can we just not promo this? Let's just not do it.
This.
Whoa, show. Get out of here. Don't be slinging that slander out here.
Relax.
37? My goodness.
Relax.
I'm not Dario.
Everett is 31. I'm 28. Relax over there. This is what Everett will be wearing tonight.
It's not even a USAV shirt. That's the worst thing about it.
This is what Everett will be wearing tonight.
I support the USAV, but the U.S. Olympic Committee?
This is what Everett will be wearing tonight when the United States beats Canada. When. This is what Everett will wear. And we will document this. Everett will put on this T-shirt, and he will interview Team Canada while wearing this T-shirt when we beat you. However, you want to do a show and tell for the miracle case? So
we've got some buttons. We got some pins. These are tattoos. And if we win, every single one of these is going on your body, and you're not allowed to wash it off until Monday. We need to go to the bar with Team USA with Canada all over you.
A little bit of red and white face paint,
and some red and white face paint as well.
So these are the things that I will put on if somehow the United States loses to Canada. There's got to be more. There's got to be more of a spicy punishment for me because the USA are the clear favorites. So a T-shirt is way less humiliating than all that stuff, which is why we're doing it this way. But Everett, I wanted to ask you, are you mentally prepared for this? Are you mentally prepared to interview your national team in a United States T-shirt?
No.
better get that way, my friend.
I know that Mara and I are homies, we're tight, but I feel like I'm gonna take on some of the ire here of the Maple Volleys.
Yeah, I mean, if we were to lose, we were talking about it yesterday, interviewing losing teams is hard.
Interviewing losing teams sucks.
It sucks.
It sucks
at
all. And I only do it with Canada.
Yeah, and same. I only do it with the U.S.
And I could do it with the U.S. as well, just because I think the English language just makes it easier, right? It's always difficult to interview someone who's just not in your language. But yeah, it's especially with the Canadian guys, just because you have that rapport. So they know it's it's the question. It's what went wrong tonight? What can be better? That kind of stuff. So
those are not questions that they're going to want to hear from a guy wearing a USA T-shirt.
I'm well aware. I'm well fucking aware.
I'm excited for this. I'm gonna be generous and pick USA 3-1. I am a little bit worried about.
I think we're going to win a set. I think we're going to win a set.
The home crowd should be amazing, for the record. We're hearing that it's going to be a sellout.
And we so all week the black curtains have been kind of cutting off the majority of the upper bowl on the big side. When you're watching at home on the screen, it's a little deceiving because the cameras are always facing the side with the big screen and stuff on it, so you only see a small portion of the crowd.
Right.
The majority of the crowd is sitting right below the camera.
Exactly.
And then of course there's the main the lower bowl seating, and then there's on the floor seating, which I really like having the on the floor seating.
Me too.
I think that's a good look.
Totally.
I love how there's fans right behind the court and stuff like that. I think we're
including us most of the time.
I think we're actually one of the only countries that does that.
I think it's because the size of TD Place is absolutely perfect for this event.
Hockey rinks are but
perfect.
Are perfect for it. But I agree, a junior hockey rink is perfect.
You hope Ma'a and Kessel
absolutely.
start? Do you want us to lose?
I want Ma'a, Kessel, Garrett, Ma'a, Kessel, Garrett, and Haynes on the right side. Spraw, throw me a bone here. Because you know you're going to get way more a kick out of interviewing, like getting Rob interviewed with this shit on him than watching me interview Canada with this on me. So Spraw, come on.
I want to play the A team, and I want to stomp you fools. I'm so excited to do that. And I do feel bad because I love Team Canada. They're my second favorite team in the world, and I appreciate the
for the record, he was actively cheering for Team Canada last night.
Yeah.
Despite having picked Argentina in the show, he was actively cheering.
Thank you. I love and respect Team Canada. I really like the guys. I've really enjoyed getting to know them the last 2 years. But unfortunately for today, I can't do it. I'm obviously too loyal to my own United States.
I do think that much like Canada loves playing USA when we're in that underdog position. And I'm interested to see the fight that Samaravul brings to Team Canada throughout this. Because I think they feel like they left a little bit on the table last night.
They did.
And I feel like we can go hard for today.
So you're going to pick it?
Oh, I'm picking us for sure. Fuck you. Like there's not a chance in hell that I'm not picking us. Right? Like,
is there any Canadian player that would start for the USA? No.
Mar.
No.
Yes.
No. Not over DeFalco and Russell. I don't think so. He would be on the team and he would be very valuable for sure, but he wouldn't start over DeFalco or Russell.
Curry would start over Shoji.
Maybe in 15 years.
5.
10.
John, I don't need your pessimism out here, okay, bud? Aren't you from Hong Kong?
Everything on paper says that the United States is going to win this game easily. However, that's been the case every time we've played Canada, and it's basically a 50-50 series in history. We were talking about this the other day.
Over the past 10 years, yeah.
It is always competitive, and it always does worry me because the one time I've seen this matchup in person before, it was on American soil, and we lost.
Like, Like, I remember watching Chicago and being like, oh, we won this game? What happened?
That was the game
right?
I was at, yeah.
How we beat you guys in Detroit when our best player was on the bench, Gavin Schmidt. And we had Stephen Marshall.
On the right side.
The legend on the right side.
That was an awesome game.
Her, for sure, is better than Christensen. That's not even a conversation. One guy has been a stalwart in the American lineup for a decade now, and the other guy's two games into his national team career.
Clearly her, yeah.
Clearly her.
No, we are not talking about soccer. Absolutely not. We are not talking about soccer on this show. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it.
So
who would you pick from Poland to play for Canada if you could pick one guy? That actually is a great question.
Oh, that is a good question. But real quick, I was a big Inter guy growing up. And I was also a big United guy. My two favorite teams were Inter and United when I was playing FIFA 2001. And so there's no way I could cheer for City, although Holland is really fantastic.
Don't want to hear it.
Okay, you watch volleyball and then football. And football is...
No, I watch a lot of sports.
Just not basketball or soccer.
No, I watched the World Cup and hated it except for the final. The World Cup final is one of the best sporting games I've ever seen.
Who would you pick? Yeah, it was fantastic. Who would I pick from Poland to play for Canada if I could pick one guy?
This is an amazing question. Somebody says Zizka.
Zizka. I do think, yeah, absolutely. Rio 2016. Remember that game? Yeah, 3 donging on the biggest stage.
It's not good.
So if I had to pick one, I would pick Kurik. Either Kurik or Kaczmarek. One of the right sides. That's what I feel like we really lack right now.
I think I might take Biniak.
Actually, no, fuck it. I just take Leon.
Don't overthink it. Just take Leon. Let's not like try to pick a position. Let's just pick Leon. Don't overthink it.
Mar and Leon.
Take the best player in the world.
Mar and Leon. That would be just set high balls to the outside.
That would be incredible.
High balls to the outside.
So what's your set score pick? We got to get out of here. We got to walk over to the gym. What's your pick?
Soccer guy 39.
Hey, somebody watched the show last night.
Canada 3-2.
USA 3-1 generously. I will generously give you a set.
Fair enough. I think there were some other things that here, but
Please
yeah,
let Schwartz start.
I agree. We talked about this last night. I want to see Schwartz start. I want to see him just go for it. I think Sclater was really good against Cuba.
He's not the right choice for the USA
He's
matchup.
not the right choice for the USA matchup. And the USA is too good at blocking. Like if there's Averill and it doesn't matter if it's Averill, Jendrick, or Holt Smith are all going to be able to.
4 of them have looked amazing.
Oh, fuck.
We're going to feast on you in the middle.
I need to put up with this for the next few years with you and your bullshit on Team USA too. Like, God damn.
It's just awesome.
Leon is washed. Cap.
Yeah. Cap is the key. Yep. I'm excited for this. We're going to document our little wager. We're going to have some fun, but I think it's time to get out of here. We both picked Italy 3-1 over Germany. I picked Brazil 3-0. Everett somehow picked Cuba 3-2. Everett picked Canada 3-2.
Just wanted to make things spicy.
Everett picked Canada 3-2. I'm picking USA.
We haven't really had any massive upsets yet.
Yeah, this actually is a good idea for a show. Like if you could make one change for a country to pull one other player, how much better could it make it? That's a good idea. But now we're out of here. Thanks for watching. This is actually a pretty long pregame show.
Yeah.
We're out of here. Enjoy the games. They start in just about half an hour. We're going to get going. We're going to walk over to the gym and watch these 3 back-to-back games.
I need coffee.
Yeah, well, we can do that. So check us out on Instagram, the new Volleyball Source Instagram account, Volleyball Source 2.0. Give us a follow over there. Give me a follow on Instagram if you want USA content. I'm posting a lot of that at rstclair1. Join the Discord. The link's in the description. And check out thatvolleyball.store. The link is in the description for that as well. And we'll see you guys tonight. 9x9, baby.
Shake those titties.
USA. 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 USA.
Stupid.